helped me to meet intelligent personality who can talk exactly about what's the economic now facing. According to many of the challenges, maybe all of us can notice, and who's watching media can figure, of course, that what we are going to face in the future, it might be worse than what we are facing now. The nice thing about Davos this year that they are really honest about some of numbers and about the expectation. Tonight, one of the reports will show exactly where the economy is going to go. Let me please welcome to the Minister of the Investment and Development, Mr. Άδωνις Γεωργιάδης. Welcome.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
Okay. As a business presenter, I met a lot of experts from all over the world. So the last 2 years, since 2020, the pandemic, we've been talking about how the pandemic will influence the economy and how the growth of the economy will slow down. IMF was like, they have their own reports that maybe they update it not once a year, maybe each month, because of the things that it was uncertainty around the world. But what make Greece facing a lot of challenges is not only the pandemic. I was in CNBC in 2008, in 2009, and we know exactly what Greece is facing with a lot of things. And today when I look at the data that comes from the formal institution in Greece, I was shocked, actually. How can Greece come again and stand up on their feet after what they face? And everyone, maybe in the European country and the whole world, said Greece shouldn't be in union because they have maybe issues with the economy. The thing is, the program, the economic program of Greece, it's really wonderful. When I look at this program, I spend like 1 week just searching and doing something. So the thing is, in 2021, when the whole world was suffering from the pandemic, the Greek economy bounced, actually. And behind the schedule of the loans, they finish all kinds of like loans that Greece we are waiting for. So let us talk about this step before we going now to what we are facing.
First of all, today was a very good day. We had the official announcement from EU Commission that during the summer, Greece will exit the surveillance of the institutions of our lenders because we kept our deal. We finished the reforming program as we had promised, and they announced that they will take extra relief measures of our debt. So today, Greece's economy took a strong vote of confidence from our European friends and from EBC. And I want to say, ECB, and I want to say that this was not came by luck. It came after hard work under the most severe and strange circumstances that our government could face during these 3 years that we are in the office. Because in the beginning, when we took the government, the job was easy to us. We were implementing reforms. We were reforming Greece to a very friendly business environment country, and we were sure that by this policy we would attract foreign direct investment, as we did, to be honest. Then the pandemic came, everything changed, and we had to adjust ourselves to a very different environment. And unfortunately, exactly to the end of the pandemic, the invasion to Ukraine happened, and now we're facing different challenges, very difficult, to be honest. But I'm very proud, as Minister of Development and Investment of Greece, that 2021 Greece had one of the best performance throughout the European Union, the third best performance of our GDP, 8.3%, and maybe it will be even a little bit more. This happened at the same time we managed to continue our reforming program, And we had last year the biggest score of FDIs we had in the last 18 years. I think this was a success under the circumstances. 2022, as we see things today, because this war gives challenges that nobody really can predict, it seems that will be also a growth year for Greece economy.
How?
More than 3%.
How?
We have one of our best tourist season. Everything is booked. If you want to come for vacation to Greece,
I will actually, directly from here to Mykonos.
to Mykonos.
All my friends will join me from Dubai, by the way.
Okay, okay. Mykonos and Dubai are like brother and sister, you know.
Good combination, huh?
Namas is almost everywhere. And the spirit is a little bit the same.
Yeah.
I love Mykonos and I love Dubai, so I can speak. And the investment goes really great. And I can tell you now that the war not only didn't stop the investment to Greece, I can say, and I don't want to be misunderstood, it helped us a little bit.
I know.
Because suddenly a lot of people realized that Greece is a very stable country in a very good region for doing business, maybe the most stable country in this region, and in sectors like renewable energy that now has huge potential, Greece has natural advantages that they are obvious to everybody, and with this government we have changed our legislation and accelerating the processes of licensing so fast that come to Greece now and take a license to build, let's say, a windmill.
Okay.
It's easy.
Okay. With uncertainty seen, what segment of investors there will be interesting to put their money in Greece, and what kind of elastic rules maybe, or like kind of attracting goals that maybe will lead them to open a business there?
First of all, as I told you before, in the renewable energy, Greece has huge potential and a lot of space to grow. And this attracts a lot of investors now from almost all over the world. Huge companies from abroad came to Greece this year, and huge are coming in the next months. In the digital era, we managed to attract these 3 years. I'm very proud for that. Maybe the most foreign direct investments in this sector we could even imagine. Pfizer picked Greece, Microsoft picked Greece, Digital Realty picked Greece, Amazon Web Services picked Greece, Meta.
New Silicon Valley.
Okay, maybe Silicon Valley is too much, but the truth is we're building a huge digital environment around all these companies. You know how this thing goes. When the first is coming and the second, the third, then others follow. Because this builds a society around them.
What do you give them as a platform to open a business in digital? It should be like you are number one, to provide them with all the kinds of services.
We're not number one, but our ambition is to be number one. I have to be very honest on that. And we will achieve that after some years. We give them things they need. First of all, we give them stability. For this business is very crucial. We give them people with high skills. This is also very crucial to this business.
So what about the education output in Greece?
We have a lot of people with high skills in digital era. Before, during the crisis, most of them traveling abroad and find jobs abroad. This was the brain gain phenomenon we had.
Any of the audience have kids study like computer science or something?
My kid is studying computer science.
So I stole this information from your wife. So he's ready to open a new project maybe in Greece.
In the future, I think he will do. He will surprise me, I'm sure.
So you should look for a foundation for this kind of business for him.
We
so
think,
in the future.
We think in this field, Greece has huge potential, and the government, day one, this was our Prime Minister's view and dream a lot, and this is the reason he gave us a lot of authority with my colleague here, Christos Dimas, in the ministry to build the society of digital technology and attract FDIs in this field.
Okay.
And it seems it's working.
Okay.
And we're in the start. We have a lot of things to do in front.
we all know that in each challenge there is a chance or opportunity. And you mentioned that we are sorry to say that with the war issues and all people is impact, especially the consumers, the level of living is totally different today in Europe, and the demand it's not like it is before, and many of the families today looking how they can consume their income and reduce their consumption because they don't know what will happen in the future. So the thing is, what makes the challenge is bigger and higher is the inflation, and we are afraid from the stagflation, the higher interest rate that comes from all over the central banks. And if we will talk about the exchange rate between the euro and dollar, now we talk about the parity. The euro is very close to be a dollar, and the franc here. So it's from one of the years that when I exchange Emirati dirham, it's because it's with the dollar, I find it's wow. It's very power, the dollar against the franc and the euro. So how you can face this issue and how you hedge from a kind of challenge?
First of all, everybody would hope that the war hadn't came.
Yeah, of course.
And I really hope that a peace would come maybe tomorrow. It hurts people, it kills people, destroys families, destroys a nation like Ukraine, and it destroys world economy. Mm-hmm. And of course gives a lot of challenges to everybody and to Greece. I have to be very honest on that. If I had the authority to choose, I would choose that this war has never happened. Since it came, we have to find a way to adjust ourselves on that and try to find ways to use the advantages in the new environment Greece has. Mm-hmm. In the renewable energy, what has happened is very interesting. Before the war, renewable energy was expensive. Mm-hmm. We had to subsidize renewable energy in order to have more renewable energy in our system and follow the target European Union had for climate change. Suddenly, now renewable energy is very cheap. It's the cheapest way to have energy in our planet now, except nuclear. So suddenly, having investment in this area makes total economic sense. And countries like Greece that can build solar power plants with the sun almost every day in the year, with wind power almost everywhere in the country, very, very strong, and with people with skills that can put big investment in new technologies like hydrogen, for example, very easy. All this gives to Greece an advantage. And in the near future, Greece could be benefit by seeing what will happen. During the last decades, we had a huge deficit because we were importing energy with fuels from gas or natural gas from abroad. If we manage to expand our production of renewable energy, not only will have cheap energy compared to Northern Europe, but we'll have a way out to reduce our deficit. Yeah. So this would give to our economy a huge advantage, a competitive advantage that we didn't have it for many decades. So yes, if we do our job and we work very hard and very fast, and we will do, next years Greece could make a big turnover in our economy. Mm-hmm. Of course, in the first period, our economy will be influenced from inflation, will be influenced from high rates, as everybody else. And I want to comment also one thing. Many people could worry because Greece has a very big public debt, and how this huge public debt could be influenced by the rates that will rise during this new environment.
Survey the debt.
Yes.
The billets.
But I will surprise you, Greece is more protected, even though we had this huge public debt from other countries. Why? Our public debt is owned to institutions, not to the markets, by 90%, and the rates are blocked for the next 15 years. So the annual money we really need to sustain our debt is very, very low. And the people in our Ministry of Finance, who are very capable, had seen the forecast of the war, and they have already borrowed a lot of money in front with low rate. So our debt is cause no fear at all for our public finance, as long as we still govern with logic and rationalism.
Okay. Let's go with the last achievement that you make it in the region, actually, in the GCC countries, I mean Gulf countries, Saudi Arabia and UAE. You know, the budgets of these countries was suffering from the pandemic and the low price of oil. Now with the $100 of the barrel, they can go
114.
Yeah, I know. Let me talk about the at least if there is any shortage will come in it. So, why you believe that in the last tour that you make it there, that the opportunities will come from these kind of partners?
First of all, I'm very honored and happy to participate these years to all the missions we had, even with our Prime Minister and alone, to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and to UAE. Both countries are strategic partners of Greece. Our relations with them are not good. They are really strong, solid, and dependent in a very strong basis. In order to accelerate this good relationship, we decided day one that we have to accelerate our economic ties. And yes, these 3 years, we welcomed a lot of investments from the Saudi Arabia Kingdom and from UAE. Recently, we were with our Prime Minister in Abu Dhabi and we signed a very important deal with our Greek Development Bank for investment from ADQ for $4 billion. And we renewed all our agreements to industrial policies, commerce, agriculture, and we found ways to accelerate all the process of investment from UAE to Greece. The same thing now is happening with Saudi Arabia. The kingdom is organizing a huge business mission that will be in Athens on the 31st of May. This is their response to our mission we had on March. A lot of deals between private companies from Saudi Arabia and from Greece has already happened and are happening. They are on process. And a lot of deals between the governments had already been signed. So the potential of business opportunities from these countries to Greece are really very, very big.
Are you able to open the questions from the audience?
Of course.
Okay. Anyone would like to ask the minister anything about how to invest in Greece? Please.
Most of them are people that I have worked with, some of my colleagues, but some other people I've worked with, and they know that what we say that we're transforming Greece to a very business-friendly country, it is true. I will tell you an example that I forgot to mention. All the pipeline of the privatization program we had in process has fulfilled in the best way we could, and a lot are yet to come.
Okay. Just one thing I should mention. It's actually in Davos this year, I met a lot of companies who's working in energy sector, oil and gas. And we find out that Greece will play a role actually, in the not region, in the world. And if they keep it diplomatic with what happens, and I don't want to say unbiased, because you can't to be unbiased that much, but you can get the benefits from it. One of the ladies who's working in this sector, maybe she have a question.
Exactly that is my question. What's your picture of Greece as an energy hub for the next 5 years? And what are your priorities is my second question for the next couple of months in a very difficult economic environment. Thank you.
Throughout our ministry and after my decision, of course, with the Prime Minister, we put 170 million euro from European funding to FSRU in Alexandroupolis port. We strongly believe that Alexandroupolis port can play a key role in distributing LNG throughout Balkans and Eastern Europe, and we will do. We built a new infrastructures in Revithoussa and doubleized the amount of LNG we can transfer from Revithoussa. Now, as we speak, we'll have a ship of LNG every day in Revithoussa and distribute LNG from there throughout Europe. You know that Greece has the tap from Azerbaijan that distributing natural gas to Italy and to other Balkan states. So yes, Greece can play a huge key role in the new environment of energy that is coming. And of course, there's the EastMed, a huge project between Greece, Cyprus and Israel that we believe a lot, and we believe that now it makes sense.
Anyone else?
Hello again, Minister, from a different position now. One of the most emblematic projects of this government when it came to investment was the Elliniko initiative. So we're talking about a size that's 3 times the size of Monaco. I believe 8 billion euro is the plan. And it's one of the sort of emblematic plans that the government had announced. I was wondering if, I think it's a good opportunity to give you a chance to talk a little bit about the investment and how it's been going since this current government took over.
In order to show to international business community how much we meant business when we came to the government, and we wanted to honor the mandate of the Greek people that gave us the mandate to change Greece, I had the honor to take from the Prime Minister the responsibility of unblocking 2 huge investments. The first, the Ellinikon, and the second was Eldorado Gold in Halkidiki. These 2 investments, for many years, were going around and again were announced. And after some period of time, there was something like an anecdote to foreign investors. We managed to unblock both of them. And as if for Ellinikon, I think it's one of the most successful real estate projects in the world now. And I will tell you why. The first phase, that is due to finish until the end of 2025, managed to sell all the properties that had to be sold in less than 5 days. After a week, you couldn't find anything to buy in Ellinikon. As we speak, there is nothing to buy. Everything is being sold. The construction has already started. The timeline is being kept. The casino will proceed until the end of this year. And until 2025, the project will be there. This project it's not only a big real estate project, but it gives the proposal of a new kind of city. Totally sustainable growth, environmental friendly, digitalized, with great respect for human with disabilities, and with a style that will promote Greece as a very sophisticated and modern country. This is the new Greece we want to show to the world. And I'm very proud that I participated to this project, to be here where it is.
Good luck. It was nice to be with you tonight and to talk about this kind of points and the key points, actually, that maybe it will give me an open-minded to how to also make some of the interviews with other countries that maybe I will meet in Davos. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a great honor for me.
Mr. Άδωνις Γεωργιάδης.
You learned it and you said very well. You pronounced it